Trump was doing the tabletop drums, baby. Look how happy he is. Look at that. Ba ba! Yeah!
Save the neck for me, Clark.
Okay, Adam.
And they're gonna play Trump dancing. Could it be grimmer than like a winter of suffering and death, or whatever he said? Take this pharmaceutical, or you're gonna have a winter of misery and death. There was a party at Mar-a-Lago. We had Trump, Elon, Sylvester Stallone, Rocky, and Barron right there. And Trump was doing the tabletop drums, baby. Look how happy he is. Look at that. Ba ba! Yeah! YMCA! Elon's raging too. Okay, they're just having a great time there. And Melania's at the table. Trump pounding away. It was a lot of fun. Obviously, you can see I wasn't there. I can wish I was, though. But wasn't there. But Trump doing the table drums. America's going to be great again. America's going to have rhythm again. It's going to be great. So there was more because Elon came out. He got a standing ovation when he was there at Mar-a-Lago. A bunch of people there. Here's what that looked like. Very nice Thanksgiving over there. Here's one more exchange with Elon and Rocky. Even Sylvester Stallone was there. And I don't know what they were talking about, but Elon said, I was telling Sylvester Stallone that I just watched Demolition Man again and how well it predicted the crazy woke future 30 years ago. And you remember that one with Wesley Snipes. It was a great film. And Sandra Bullock. Yeah, it was a lot of fun when they all went to Taco Bell and stuff. It was great. But yeah, they were there. So you can see a lot of activity down there. And we also had Maha Robert F. Kennedy, who's explaining how to cook a turkey. And so we didn't do this year. Mama G shoved the old turkey in the oven, but this looks like maybe a nice strategy for the next time. And there are a lot of people on X who are melting down about this. A lot of liberals are like, you know, if one iota of this beef tallow pops over that pot and hits that open flame, he's going to blow up his whole neighborhood. All right, so here's this.
So this is how we cook the Maha way.
Let's do it.
Beef tallow fat. Look at this. You can see my fingerprints there, and we cooked it up here. This is the dangerous part.
Careful there, RFK. Don't blow up the neighborhood.
Slowly.
Oh, that sounds good.
Oh, yeah. Wait till it stops making noise. Honey, are you going to eat some of this?
Heck yeah.
I don't eat.
What? Cheryl?
Then we leave it in there for 40 minutes. Perfect. All right, this is 40 minutes later.
All right, now he's got no shoes on because he's RFK. He doesn't need shoes.
Perfect.
It's beef tallow. It's not seed oil.
Drain a little.
It's not seed oil, so it's okay. It's good for you. Yummy. All right, that looks pretty good.
That's gonna be delicious.
It sure is, RFK. That's what we're gonna try next year. A little beef tallow, and we're gonna do it barefoot too, just like Bobby. It's gonna be a lot of fun, and we're not gonna blow up our neighborhood. All right, so speaking of other family affairs, we got Ron Paul and Rand Paul were out, and these are two American icons. And here's what Rand Paul said. You know, just another typical Paul Thanksgiving with my dad, the legendary Ron.
Dad, before we cut the turkey, I think we need to talk about cutting government waste. I've got
Yes!
some ideas.
Rand, come on. This isn't hardly anything. I know we can do better than that.
What do you have? What can we do?
Well, you know, I've been in this business a little bit longer than
Right.
you, and I think I can find as much or not more waste. How about this for
Yeah, let's go, Ron Paul.
Thanksgiving,
everyone.
All right, so thank you, Ron. Thanks for showing us young guns like Rand. You know, don't ever mess with Dad, right? Dad, okay, Dad knows best. That's very cute, Rand. What is that, like a ream of paper? Son, you're embarrassing the family. Let me show you how to do it. Get a real box, like a real man. That's what we're cutting. And poor Rand, he has to know. Rand's like, you're right, Dad. You're right. You're smarter than me. You'll always be my dad. So, all right, a lot of fun. Shout out to the Ron Paul, Rand Paul families. And so President Trump also posted this on True Social, which is just outstanding. Oh my goodness. Now, because there's some music in here, your boy here will take over the vocals in a second, but I'll let the first part of this play just so we don't get a big copyright strike because YouTube really gets agitated. So here's the clip. Here is the scene here. You can see we've got Chuck Schumer, Dr. So-called Jill Biden. There's Joe. You're going to see we'll have Kamala, and we'll see Shifty Schiff is here.
Half as good as it looks. I think we're all in for a very big treat.
Save the neck for me, Clark.
Okay, Adam.
YMCA. All right, and then it's going to come out and it's going to be YMCA, and they're going to play Trump dancing all to the YMCA. And there's the whole family. It's the YMCA song. There's AOC, there's Ilhan, and there's the rest of the Democrats. Pelosi's getting hammered on wino. You can see Pelosi was over here just getting hammered over here on the wine. Hit it, Pelosi, hit it. Now, meanwhile, you can see out and about, there was a situation in New York where they were doing the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Bunch of people got arrested yesterday. Anti-Israel protesters, for the second year, arrested. Cops made 25 arrests, and I really appreciate this. Gobble up. Thank you for the turkey references. The firebrands entered the parade, drawing loud jeers, screaming, "Don't celebrate genocide." We saw this happening yesterday during the live stream. We didn't know if there were going to be arrests, how quickly these people were going to be let out. Turns out 25 of them got rounded up, and one Brooklyn cop said, "This is disgusting. They spent hours on their turkey day having to arrest people. There are times and places to protest. This is the day for families to enjoy and not be interrupted by these a-holes," says a Brooklyn cop. Wow. Now, the protesters were autonomous anti-genocide activists. What? Autonomous? Is that what they call themselves? Independent reporter Taylor Jane posted on X. You mean as opposed to like coordinated? Like orchestrated? Paid for? That's weird. Like, why do you have to put that in there? I think of an autonomous vehicle or an autonomous robot, which might be what they are. Autonomous robots, I don't know. Block the Ronald McDonald balloon, and they sat in the street and they protest Happy Meals. They protest Happy Meals, for crying out loud. All right, so that was happening there in Thanksgiving land. We also saw some scenery. This is what it looked like when the police were clearing it out. Here's some of this video. You can see probably a lot of F-bombs in there. Back and forth, but they cleared them out so that the parade can carry on, and there's some people there observing from afar. Now, we were also keeping our eye on some other messages from other leaders. Trump, Elon, Melania, Barron, Rocky having a party in Mar-a-Lago, but Kamala and backhand Doug not having a good Thanksgiving. And that same night that Kamala was hammered, the Gateway Pundit caught this for us. Remember that Kamala, when she came out and she gave us that little drunk, "You can do..."
I just have to remind you.
This thing?
Don't you ever let anybody take your power from you. You have the same power that you did before November 5th. And you have the same purpose that you did. And you have the same ability.
Unless you work for her campaign, then you don't have the same purpose at all. You don't have the same ability at all. You're fired.
To engage and inspire.
No, you don't. You got fired.
Don't ever let anybody or any circumstance take your power from you.
Well, the Republican Party just did, because you just lost the election. In addition to probably being drunk or something, she's also just saying stupid nonsense that means nothing, because a bunch of people, hopefully a ton of people in the federal government, are going to lose whatever she's talking about there, like their purpose of being a government worker. Now, while she was hammered, they're like, "Should we just record a Thanksgiving message too?" She's like, "Sure." So they just finished that interview, and then they recorded this.
Greetings, everyone, and happy Thanksgiving.
Today we come together to reflect on what we are thankful for and to share our appreciation for one another. Surrounded by family, friends, and those we cherish, we cook our favorite recipes, we share family stories, serve those in need, and give thanks for our blessings.
On Thanksgiving, we also express our gratitude as a nation for our service members and their families who sacrifice so much to protect our nation and our most sacred values.
We are truly grateful for their service.
So again, from our family to yours,
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Oh, gosh. We're so lucky we dodged a bullet there, my friends. Wonder how many takes that took. All right, so she just recorded that. Now, meanwhile, Joe Biden is out giving a harsh message to the media. He's talking to the media, and Mediaite, which is no right-wing website, says that Biden offers a grim Thanksgiving message. It could be grimmer than like a winter of suffering and death, or whatever he said. Take this pharmaceutical, or you're gonna have a winter of misery and death. Thanks for leading us, Mr. President. So now he's back this Thanksgiving holiday, says Thanksgiving message warns journalists of a tough job ahead because alternative media, like live streamers on YouTube, are taking their jobs. Biden lamented the, quote, exceedingly small number of people tuning into the mainstream media, saying that they have a tough job ahead of in a message for, quote, worried Americans. He went to Nantucket on Tuesday with his family on Air Force One. He's like, "You guys are doomed. You know that?" The president addressed journalists who asked him whether he had a response for Americans who were worried about the future of this holiday season. Biden's response was less than optimistic. He says, my message is to just remember who we are. That's a Biden. Look, you'll have a very tough job. I'm not being solicitous. A really tough job. Think about it. I remember a couple weeks ago that survey done how people they feel about where they are. 62% felt they're doing pretty well. Asked what they about the direction of the country, only 35% said we're moving in the right direction. I think there's an explanation for that. Then Biden pivoted. He said, this is not a criticism of the press. You know me too well. When you turn on the television, people don't see a lot of good news. Even stuff that is good news doesn't seem to sell very well. And so when you turn on TV, everything looks bad. Everything, because a lot is bad. And now you have to deal with the exceedingly small number of people watching mainstream television and reading the newspapers because they got lied to by the people on TV and writing the newspapers. I forget the number. You know better than I would, but the numbers are way down, says Joe. So where do you get your news? X, how do we know your hearing is not what you're just looking for as opposed to what's really happening? Or they're fixing up the transcript. Not because of you. I'm not being critical of the press. Then talking about Trump, I want to make sure this transition goes smoothly. I make sure it goes smoothly in all this talk about what he's going to do. I think there may be a little bit of internal reckoning on his part, so it remains to be seen. All right, whatever that means. All right, here's a little bit of that.
Mr. President, there are many Americans who are worried about the future this holiday season. What is your message to them?
My message is just remember who you are. Look, you'll have a very tough job. I'm not being solicitous. Think about it. Remember a couple weeks ago, the survey done, how people feel about where they are? 62%, 35% felt they knew pretty well. What do they think about the direction of the country? 35%, only 35% are so far moving in the right direction. I think there's an explanation for that. You think about it. And it's not a criticism of the press. I mean, this, you know me too well, is that turn on the television, you don't see a lot of good news. Even the stuff that is good news doesn't seem to sell there. And so turn on the TV, everything looks bad.
All right, so I read the rest of it, but that's what the president looks like. Pretty rough, but he's right. They are having a difficult time out there in the media. Maybe they shouldn't have lied to everybody about the science and the border and the economy and the dollar and war. And maybe they'd still have some trust and credibility left.